I'm not a Democrat anymore, and I want to get on the topic of that for you. Anyways, this topic is driving me absolutely effing insane. I'm starting to freak out right now. I might need to take some sedatives because I'm freaking out. All right. Anyways, I'm not a Democrat anymore due to the fact that women. I'm 23 years old, guys. I am an absolute virgin. I've never had sex before. I've never had stimulation by a woman. I've never kissed a female before. And let me tell you something. I live on an island where basically, there's everybody's either married or they're retired. Okay. If I lived on the mainland, yeah, maybe I would have more opportunities. Okay. Oops. But number one reason I'm not a Democrat anymore too is because Hillary's, I think, is sexist. I think Hillary Clinton's sexist. Okay, freedom of speech, First Amendment, it's great. I think she's sexist because, well, first of all, women in the community are saying, "Oh, it's all about them." It's all about them. Oh, years ago it used to be about glory and fame. Women are like sex goddesses to the community. Okay, it's been that way ever since. I feel bad. Oh, women are treated so horribly in society. And it's men treat them horribly, and it's really, really bad. And they talk about all this shit, and they treat them like they're well, guess what? It goes both ways. When you're up here, when they're up there, when they talk about it, it should be elevated. It's all about, they're sexist. Hillary's sexist. It's all sexist. Okay, it's a bunch of sexist stuff. What about men? Okay, women's rights, this and that. Women's rights. Support women and all this other stuff. And like they're treated so horribly in society. And well, what about men? What about men? What about men's rights? Men are treated badly by women all the time. Men treat women badly all the time, so it should level out a bit. What about men's rights and women's rights? Like women, it's all about women. It's all about fame. It's all about glory. If Hillary Clinton would have won, it would have been the most sexist term of the century. It'd be like, I don't know. It'd be all about women. It's I have a Donald Trump for president, Republican for president, communist win again. Okay. Women are like, they treat men badly just as men treat women badly. Okay, it's even. All right, women like it's not, they don't care what you want. It's all about them. Okay, they want you to give them something in return. They don't give a shit about what you like. They want to know, they want you to talk about them. That's a freaking goal about life, dude. That's a freaking goal about life. And it makes me sick that people can't understand that when women say, "Oh, that goes against women's rights," it's messed up, dude. It's so offensive to women. But what about offensive to men? Why women? Why just women? Why them all the time? Why the F them, dude? Why them all the time, Oh, don't do that. It offends women. Well, what about what offends men, You're being sexist right there. If I hear a woman come up to me again and say, it's all about women's rights, oh, women, it's against, I'm against it, it's feminist. Well, what about menist? All right. What about menist? Or what about, oh, Black Lives Matter, oh, Black Lives this, oh, Black Lives that, Well, what about all lives matter? What about everybody's lives matter? Okay, every time I see a sign that says Black Lives Matter, I'm going to get pissed. All right, I'm trail mix. I'm Italian, I'm Puerto Rican, I'm Native, and I'm African American, and mixed with some other things too. I am trail mix, my friend, like El Chapo corn porridge, like the mafia dude. Anyways, when I see a sign that says Black Lives Matter, well, what about all lives matter? That's sexist. That's sexist to everything. All right, everybody's life should matter. Okay, every time I see a sign that says that kind of bullshit, I'm going to yell at somebody. I'm going to go with the microphone with a group, gang of motorcycle riders. I'm going to be like, that's sexist. That's sexist. You know, get rid of it, dispose of it. All lives matter. Can't you see you're screwing up the environment? You know, it's like, what about Mexican lives matter? What about American lives matter? What about Native American lives matter? You know, every lives matter. All right. Anytime I see a woman saying, "Oh, that's sexist to women. Oh, it's so feminist," you know, well, look at what you do when you talk to your boyfriend. You talk to your boyfriend like he's psycho or something. You go off on your boyfriend. Oh yeah, women do innate men, you know, in a brutal way. Oh, you know, castration this and castration that. Oh, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. You know, they're as brutal as men are. And then yeah, guys say, oh, women are strong enough to go into the military, you know, oh, they're not as strong as men. Bullshit. You're supporting a group when you're not even part of it. You're not even a female and you're supporting it. What the hell's the matter with you? And yet, you know, women are just as bad and just as frothy as effing men are. Don't give me that shit. I don't want to effing hear it. Women are effing brutal, just as men are. Women are in gangs. They kill people. They're the same effing thing. And yet you're going to sit here and you're going to tell me to my face that, oh, women's rights this, you know, they're that's sexist, it's feminist to women. Well, what about men? What about what they feel? They probably feel as bad as you do. And you're just going to sit there in my face and you're going to tell me to my face that's sexist. What about what's about the men's side? What about the men's side? Let's hear what they have to say. Okay, cuz that's just a bunch of lolly bullshit. I don't want to hear it. It's feminist. Oh, it's feminist. What about men? What about what they think? You know, when you're first born, you're either born a male or a female. You don't get to choose. When you're a fetus, you're either male or female. All right, because when you're first born, you could either be a male or female. You get to you don't get to choose. It turns you into whatever it wants you to turn you into. All right, so that just means we're all trannies. That's just the way of life. All right, we're not men. We're not women. Maybe we are. You know, I don't know what we are. Women are a different species. You know, they think differently. Their brain wiring's differently. Their thoughts are differently. Anytime I try to be nice to a woman and talk about normal effing things, okay, this happens to me all the time. Here, I want you to hear this. Anytime I try to talk about normal things about women, you know, just like, hey, how's it going? You know, would you be interested in maybe going to lunch sometime? Just be yourself, right? They're like, yeah, sure. They say it respectfully, you know, they're cool. And then they say, here's my phone number. Go ahead and give me a call, you know, and it's their phone number because I look it up on the internet too, you know, just to see. And so I'm going into town, you know, to do something while they're doing their thing. And I call them and they're not answering their phone. They never pick up their damn phone. All right. And they tell me, all right, we're going to totally do this. I'm going to be here at the specific time. Every single time they tell me something, they don't follow the rules. Every time they say they're going to do something, they don't do it. All right. Their brain wiring is different. They're way psychologically different than men. They're a different species, my friend. They're way different than men are. Okay. But yeah, I'm not sexist. I mean, men think differently, women think differently, but women's minds are totally out to lunch. Okay. I tried to try online dating. I've tried online dating. It doesn't work for me. You know, I have 100 different kinds of women texting me saying, oh, you're so sexy. Oh, you're so this. Oh, you're so that. Oh, you're so attractively interesting, you know? And I'm like, cool, you know, I just try to start a normal conversation with them on a dating website. But then, yeah, they were like, tell me about yourself. And I'm like, yeah, well, you know, I was in the foster care system for 15 years and my life was like this. I was sexually molested when I was a kid. I was abused. I was beaten. I was treated like shit when I was a kid, you know. I just tried, well, I don't go to that right then. I just, try to say the normal type stuff first, oh, well, I had a hard life growing up. And when I get comfortable with them and they get comfortable with me, that's when I tell them, all right, they think it's sad. Yeah, they think it's sad. But then they're like, yeah, they're flirting with me and telling me about all this crazy shit because they're the ones that come up with it first. And then I say, hey, would you be interested in maybe coming up to Friday Harbor sometime and just like hanging out or doing some stuff and, just be normal, be yourself. And then they're like, they want to make an excuse, it's always that excuse every freaking time. I try to have a normal effing conversation with a woman, try to be myself, try to talk about normal effing things. It's an excuse. Oh, I got to go to the bathroom. Oh, I got to go to bed now. Oh, this came up. I got to go do this. And then they never talk to you again. Oh, I'll be right back. I got to go do something. It's like, okay, most of my life, I feel extremely effing bad about it. I'm on live cam, so I got to use little code words. I feel really bad about it, every single time. I've tried to have a normal conversation and try to be myself, most of my life anyways, guys had taken advantage of me. They've tried to rape me many times, as a kid growing up. I've been sexually molested many times. As a kid, I feel pretty, let me take my hat off. I feel pretty emotionally sick about it. I'm like, what's my purpose of life? I work, yeah. I work my ass off. I do everything I can to make it through. Yeah, all I do is come home and sit by myself and be lonely all the time. I do have some fun things to do every once in a while. I just feel like most of my friends that I hang out with, you can't see through somebody. You can't see directly through them. You don't know what they're about until they get arrested. And most of my friends aren't ever coming back. To my house. Because you can't see through somebody and know what they're about. You don't know what they do for a living. You don't know what they do on their free time. Yet they're caught with a meth pipe. I never knew that. I never knew amphetamine. They could seem like the most normalist people, and then yet they could turn out to be the most craziest drug people out there you would even imagine. It's sad. It really freaking is, dude. It's disgusting. All right, because most of my friends that I've had haven't ever shown up back again. I feel pissed off about it, dude. I feel emotionally fucked up about it. But yeah, just this Republican and Democrat, there is no good or bad. I don't believe Republicans are right. I don't believe Democrats are right. I believe they're all both on a bad side right now. And really, people, I chose to stop voting for Hillary, even though I was a supporter of it. I'm totally against it now. I realized, it could be kind of a sexist thing. You might think differently. I don't know. Maybe you're different. I have nothing against it. Yeah, I think a little bit differently now. I feel pissed off that I voted for Hillary, actually. I really regret it. I really freaking do. I think she would send us to war pretty quickly. I think we would be in war right now. Donald Trump has been he may be a sketchy guy. He may talk about some certain things that are kind of out there every once in a while, but yet I think he's doing a good thing for the community. At least we're not at war yet, so I guess that's what we have to hope for. I think everything's working out pretty well with Donald Trump. I would rather have had him than Hillary if I had to choose, because either you have one or the other, because if you don't, then one of them's going to win anyways, right? So Donald Trump for president, Bernie lost. He was cheated out of presidency by either Russia or somebody else. Anyways, Russia's cool. I like Russia. I think Russia is cool. I like Russia. I'm a Russia supporter. I just like their military. It's pretty cool looking, actually, pretty dope. I've always been has fascination with it, even though I'm from America, Either because the interesting thing about that is when you're first born, you don't get to pick and choose where you're born. You're either born in Russia, you're born in Ukraine. It chooses for you. I could have been born in another country, right? But what I think's funny about that is I could have been born in another country, but yet the government is forcing us to fight and kill each other. Literally, I could have been born in Iraq right now. I could have been born in Afghanistan. I'm born in America, right? But yet, if when that thing chooses where I get to be born, I could have been born in Iraq or another country. But yet, that then we verse each other. It's like a verse off with each other, you know. Oops, what is this? Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's sweet. Hang on, guys. I see all these little cool modifications here.